Hey there, everybody, and welcome to part 6 of the Merfolk Gladiator. My name is Ic0n, and we're on some interesting run here overall. I just finished up this horrible lair, vault, I want to say, which was filled up with all sorts of nightmarish creatures, including caustic shrikes, a juggernaut, golden dragons, shadow dragons. It was really a hard fight. I went through some of my resources. Teleportations are getting used up by along the way, so since Depths 4 was that challenging and I really just found this sack of spiders and a phantom mirror in there, that was basically it, all the loot for this area. And yeah, but the good thing is I have protection from magic now as a ring, and this brings me to the point where I think I'm safely able to delve into the vaults and see what I can do there instead of pressuring onto Depths 5. I feel like this could be a very dangerous decision since I was really struggling down there. The lacking resistance from negative energy right now is hurting me a lot. I want to change something about that if I can. Maybe Okawaru will be generous. And yeah, let's go to vaults. I feel good about it right now. I didn't feel good about it because I was lacking magic resistance. And there's this lich around the corner. Let's get around this corner, and I've got this fancy Holy Wrath sword by now. And let's swing it. It'll do horrible damage to this dude. Yet I don't know if I shouldn't stick to the Demon Blade in these scenarios. It's only +2. Feels like a pretty weak weapon right now. Maybe the electrocution is better. I think so. Alright, Ice Dragon coming in. And so far our build here revolves around two kinds of weaponry. I'm wielding a long blade as a secondary weapon and a polearm as my main weapon. Sorry guys, I suddenly came into an absolute mess. I took a wrong turn. So let's get back down there. And let's put an exclusion on this stairs. Holy. Just lucky there was nothing to like paralyze me here. Because eating a paralysis or just this nasty tentacled monstrosity that stood right beside me could have constricted me and kept me in this scenario where I just took all this damage while standing one turn in this inferno. This is an evil upstairs. Holy moly. What a nasty surprise. But we got out of it alive without spending anything for it. Apart from a funny scary situation there, and there's a wanted enslavement. I don't have the space for it as much as I'd like to have it, but well, I'm certainly feeling the lack of inventory slots in this game. And I got another scroll of blinking. It's really nice. I burned a few of these along the way. So this level, I wanted to go to vaults, dear autopilot. This level certainly looks dangerous, and I really feel reluctant to do it because this is some kind of level-wide vault. And, oh, there are ugly things. And, yeah, this is one of the most dangerous scenarios you can take, having a level like this. I've cleared these a few times, and they always been a real hard time. Let's put it into that. And yeah, but maybe the loot is worth it along the way. It's certainly a bunch of XP. And let's see how we'll go for depths and think about this depth vaults and think about depths later. Still keep saying depths. It's stuck in my head, this horrible situation down there. Certainly this was one of the nastiest upstairs I took in a while. Alright. Horror moments. Are we there yet? Alright, we're into vaults now. I already did vaults 1, and I didn't put a single step into vaults 2. Alright. I'm just having a look at on all my exclusions here. There's this cool Hunter Ghost and Cobra in Dungeon 4. And here we are, sitting between 2 nasty vault wardens. I really want to put up my skills here. And check the weaponry. It's all normal items. That's pretty lucky. And alright. Let's try this Mana Viper. Let's see if it can shut down this knight for me. Seems like it is perfectly able to do so. Alright. Let's get some minions here. Serve me. And I want to check out how high the chances of getting marked now are for me. Because the last time I was down here, the chances were really too high for me getting marked to feel comfortable down here. Because that's one scenario I want to avoid. And it's only 5% now, so that's really good. What I'm going to do now is tell my skeletons to attack this dude. And I'm going to walk behind my skeletons, and it's covering up his line of sight to mark me, so I can take a few steps towards him without taking the risk of eating a mark from him. It's only 5%, but I don't want to provoke my luck here. I'm going to reach over this Orc Warlord, put up my regen along the way, because this will hurt a bit. Can't stop them from pouring in here. Oh, let's resurrect some dude here. It's an Orc Warlord skeleton that should do something. Alright. That's done. I feel really good about that. Going for vaults now. I don't know if I'm capable of doing vaults 5 yet, because that's always certainly a rough ride. But yeah. Let's see how this will go, and then I'm gonna redecide. I really like to keep skipping between floors and branches and everything, because you only get stronger along the way if you only take the easiest parts of every branch first and then head off before you take the last level. It's really a strategy worth taking, because you certainly notice all these skill levels you pick up very much. And I've noticed that my Mana Viper is now on a level where I perfectly can use it. So I'm turning off summonings for now. My spellcasting is where I want it to be. Instead, I'm gonna study some spellcasting, and I want to get rid of the spell hunger as much as I can. And there's this dude. Let's hide behind those baddies here and reach over it. Kill it. Time to put these skeleton to use. And there goes the next one. 2 of these, and a convoker, and a lot of pressure here. Okay, this is bad. I got marked. You know, those 5%. I want to get rid of this. And then I want to TP. And until I get out of here, I'm gonna try to poke down one of these blue guys before I get out. And do I want to cancel or do I run? I think I will run. I don't have many cancellations potions left, and it's certainly not too dangerous yet. The mark went off, and there's a nymph and a nasty door dude. He locked the doors. That's nasty. But I feel pretty comfortable because I'm not marked anymore. So these guys will be the last of their friends here. There's a vampire knight with 0 chances of paralysis. Wonderful. Let's put down a spire because we can. Why not? Let's see what it'll do. There's the stone giant throwing rocks out of his line of sight. Okay. So this is certainly some good spot to take these guys down, because basically I'm really strong enough to fight through this. But getting surrounded like back there with the mark is always a situation you want to reset the fight on. In my opinion, that is. Alright, we got 17 scrolls of identification, so we can ID this. And look at that. Wonderful scale mail. I certainly want to replace that. Yeah. Because it provides very, very valuable stats. Magic resistance is always nice, although it will gimp my evasion a bit due to the dexterity decrease. Oh, that's 5 points of evasion. That's a lot. But I think my armor is also not high enough to actually wear this. So I'm gonna put up some armor and I'm gonna focus this. And then I'm gonna get rid of the evasion downside, but this leads to more options with rings later on. And yeah, the regeneration is certainly something I want to have because I can stack the regeneration of the armor with spell. I think that's 0.9 per turn, and now it's 1.9 per turn, and that's actually bonkers. It's really a lot of regeneration. It's certainly useful, although I don't like what it did to my evasion, but I'm gonna carefully trying this out if it works. There's this crazy orange brain party going on, and that's the first one, and that's the second one. They're basically, well, the more disgusting version of the boggart, but both boggarts and orange brains are summoners which cast shadow creatures. That's the similarity. Alright, what do we have here? Elf party, is it? So I'm gonna put down some butterflies first to get rid of the line of sight. Although, what I'm doing. These guys have no vanish chances. It's still... Let's put up some Mana Viper instead, but yeah, the failure rating went up. But I certainly want to have this. That's some useful stuff going on. I'm gonna tell this Viper to bring down this baddie here, because that's the most dangerous of their mages. I don't want to have tormenting demons suddenly in this party. It's certainly taking this whole thing to a wrong level of friendship with elves. That's my friendship level with elves. Have them as companions. Friendship. Even if it has to be in death. Alright. I feel really comfortable about this character now. The spells certainly fit into the theme and protect me a lot from these scenarios, because without the Viper and those skeletons, this would have been a lot harder. But I am noticing that I'm taking more damage than before, and it was also a bit of a reasoning why I crashed into these guys that rash, because I wanted to try out how this all works, and I've seen a good spot to take down the monologist. So this is going not too well. I'm not doing anything here. Looks like this armor is a bit too heavy for me to wear right now. That's a bit sad, so we're going to switch over to a lighter one, but keep studying armor. Certainly took too much damage here. That's not worth having a bit more regeneration if I'm not able to stab down a single guy. Alright. Gonna retry as soon as my armor level gets a bit more to a good level. Oh, I don't have any slots left with these fruits. Yes, please ignore them. They're just fruits. Alright. My skeletons took care of that. And let's join the company here. I'm going for a walk. Alright. Although I'm having some interesting situations here, but that was mainly the armor, why I went so low with that easy enemies. But so far Waltz feels a lot safer than depths to me. There was one teleport situation, yes, but that's not unusual at this point of the game. So I'm trying to keep as much skeletons up as I can the whole time because they're pretty useful overall. Morningstar Pain, no thank you. Can block a lot of projectiles and spells with them, and they're overall some useful distraction. It's a lot of power for a level 1 spell. Although I have to say I don't really like this spell too much because it's that easy to use that at some point I feel like I should take this on every character as a mandatory spell because it's super easy to learn and super useful, and it feels a bit off to put up the Necromancer's thing on every character. But it would certainly be worth taking it on every character and training it because the spell is doing so much for that little investment. But on the other hand, I'm really happy that this spell is around and I'm having too many items on me. I really need to get rid of something. I think I'm gonna drop the lid. These don't do too much for me at this point of the game. I certainly think that I won't miss them too much. I like these potions for the early and the mid game, but well, I like them always. They have their moments, but right now I think the evocable items I'm carrying around do much more for me, so well, I don't only have 52 slots, what can I say? It's a bit problematic juggling with the inventory. I've actually seen people talking about they like to play Phallits that because the inventory management is a lot easier with them. They can't use many things. So actually I really feel like Crawl could use some modernization on the item system, but I feel like it's a hard decision to take. How to actually manage this. But there's almost no game where I don't wish for a few slots more somehow. That's something I really have to give as a feedback at this point. But it's okay, we're managing somehow. It's my decision to carry around this spare armor to put it on later. I could drop it to the floor and pick it up later, but I'm lazy. I want to have it around until I can use it. Alright. So we're clearing through this, which no real problems, but was that some random? Let's check. Yeah, no, there's nothing with your autopilot. But please, let me have a look. Those look interesting. Nope, it's ruined. Only an interesting design. Okay, so what we're gonna do next. I mean, this level is pretty okay. There's nothing too dangerous so far, and I don't feel like there will appear much more pressure along the way. The only real pressure I'm feeling here is the lack of inventory slots, gotta say. Alright, I think I need to get rid of something. But these are also good items. So let's take this Scroll of Brand Weapon. That's the candidate right now. Let's replace that with Magic Mapping. That's certainly much more interesting. I really am happy that I'm finally finding a few of these again. It's really one thing, the only thing that was so far lacking in this game. Because I had godlike drops for this run. It's really a joy to play this. But Magic Mapping, that was really dope. Alright, we have a Lich. Okay. I want to swap here to the Electrocution Blade and have a few swings at this guy. And it feels like Electrocution works way better than the Holy Wrath branding. Not surprised. +8 versus +2. It's certainly some difference of feel. Hello there, Mr. Stone Giant. Come closer. Join the fray. Okay. I must say that this game is so far one of the luckiest I've played in a long while. I can't remember when I played the last time. Such a lucky dude that has so many good drops. I'm really afraid to mess it apart at some point. Really am afraid. Because that's literally the fate of many successful characters of mine. Somehow, I mean, I have to say, I noticed that I play pretty fast. A bit too fast, I think. At some points. Really am careful here. There's a spiked ring mail in this shop. Certainly want to have that. An unidentified scroll. What's that? Must be a scroll of torment. Oh, how useful is that? Don't want to buy that. But I want to buy that heal wounds for sure. And yeah, let's give me this ring mail, dude. I want to have it. I want to have a look at this because ring mails I can wear already. Don't need to learn that. But well, it's a discount artifact. Sorry. But there's another TP scroll and another TP scroll, so this shop was certainly worth visiting. A pair of glowing gloves, but I have these epic gloves here going on. I don't need other gloves. Apart from artifact gloves. Those I would take. Alright. Yes, ignore the fruit. Kind sirs. Let's turn off this fruit pickup thingy and have enough food. Fruits are really feeling pretty annoying from time to time. Oh, that's an interesting situation. So, there's this bunch of orcs and this unique dragon. Alright. Let's put up the heroism first and get rid of the mage. This is some dude I don't want to kite like that. I'll put up the regen. This is a very good spot. It's right behind the upstairs, but I want to stand here because I know this dragon can spit out a cloud of lingering fire, and I don't want to have a cloud of dragon fire on this staircase, just in case. Alright, the fire dragon is in my sight here. Let's check her out. Alright, a lot of them are, but overall, should be pretty doable. I'm gonna take a potion of agility, go into finesse, and take a few stabs. I think this should work. Yep. Perfect. That was pretty cool. But what's more cool is this dragon of hers. The skeleton of hers, which does my bidding now. Alright. Shadow Dragon Simulacrum. That's a big simulacrum. I want to have something nasty to get this dragon skeleton going on. I really want to... Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks, man. I'm gonna fall back and let these skeletons have some fun here. Now I'm gonna step forward. Gonna drop down a spire here. Forgot about this spell a bit. About its usefulness. And I got slowed, so I'm gonna step back, but the worst part of the party is gone, so we can safely clear this up around the corner. And put up some more skeletons. I really am happy that there was a skeleton did some fighting before it crumbled. It's always a shame to waste a skeleton out of a unique enemy, I think. Okay, let's auto-explore some more skeletons, but it's okay. Only orcs. This Ic0n, though. You may join the fray. Alright, looks like Waltz 3 is almost done. Very nice. I got marked, but I actually don't care much. I don't care about that right now. Because I think this level is cleared enough to get marked upon. This should be okay. I'm gonna put up some arrows. That's some enemies here. And I want to try how this works. Because I feel at this point of the game, this sword should actually do more damage than my trident here. There's a new demon trident, but nah, I don't need another trident. Because I think with a high evasion rating, the ripostes will do much more for me than just the trident. But I'm certainly gonna keep the trident to reach over my minions and swap over whenever the situation is good. So yeah, I really feel like the Demon Blade does a better job here. But let's have a check. Nope, I didn't. Oh, I lost 4 decks. That's 2 evasion when I put up. Oh, that's something. Alright, but for now it should be okay. Still focusing armors. It's a pain to level up armor because, well, Merfolk have a horrible aptitude. While we're at horrible, let's put up some Akabaro skills and get rid of this Entropy Weaver. I'm not sure about fighting this corroded as I am, but I'm gonna try. This should be doable. Yeah. The nice thing about evasion builds is that corrosion doesn't affect your evasion. It's only affecting your armor class, and yeah, that's certainly helpful because you're already used to get hit hard if you got hit, you know. And yeah, I was only worried that the minus slaying the corrosion also gives would be too harsh to end this fight, but you know, everything went off fine. Apart from the lack of usable skeletons. Okay. Jory. Hello there. And he's wielding a great sword of distortion. Oh, Jory. That's nasty. That's really nasty. This guy can banish me and do a lot of damage, and he's also very resilient. So that's quite some combination. I feel like I have enough intelligence by now, so I'm going to put up some more dexterity to pick some more evasion up. And I'm not too sure about Jory with his great sword of distortion. That's really bugging me. I mean, I can try to go Butterfly on him and Lightning Spire and Mana Viper. But I certainly would prefer to have some skeletons before I have to face him, so I'm gonna try if I can run around a bit here, pick some enemies up to lead them to Jory, and yeah, it certainly feels a lot safer. There's a lot of guys. Shut down the first word of recall, but the second one went through, and I don't feel really good here. I just want to get rid of the other yellow guy. Alright, let's have a look. A lot of these enemies are just illusions, so I could try to step down the orange brain, but let's check. The Orc is real, the blue guy is real, and the Atom is real. This is pretty bad, actually. I want to put up Finesse, and I got also marked. So let's get rid of the brain first, and let's redecide a bit. The next stairs is not too far away, and the door lock is also gone. None of these guys is really faster than me, so I feel like I can just run away for now, open the door, but this Ogre Mage decided to say no to my plans. And I think that's a good moment to pop my Scroll of Fear. That'll shoo away those ogres and give me a safe way out. So I feel like I really need this evasion rating that high the Trident provides. I really feel like I'm getting too much damage while wielding this sword. That's certainly sad. 3 points, that's a lot. So well, let's get up the spire, and let's get up some Viper too. Why not? That certainly won't hurt. Get the regen up, get the hero up, and let's fight this. I want to have some more spire. These dudes are standing really good for a spire. And some butterflies, why not? I have a spear after all. I can hammer one of the clouds into this too. And this is looking good. This is actually looking really good. What do you wield? Broadaxe and flaming. Okay, I'm not too concerned about that. And these clouds get really chunking these guys behind really hard. That's the reason why I want to pick up some points in evocations. Because without evocations, the Wand of Cloud is actually not that strong. You get only poison most of the time. But this certainly was the winning action here in this fight. To have these ice clouds to weaken up this fray. Because it certainly was a lot of danger here. I'm actually surprised this went up that good. I really felt like I had a Homer Simpson moment going on. And there's Jory. Alright. I'm a bit beaten up. Jory. What we're gonna do? I think I'll just raise an army while kiting him a bit. Because these enemies will certainly chunk him some. And then I'm gonna put up regen. And are you lightning resistant, Mr. Jory? Yeah, no you aren't. So let's drop down a spire, drop down some Viper, get up some hero and the finesse, and I think this fight should be doable. Lost my spire, so I'm gonna put it back on. This is certainly spooky. Alright. I'm really surprised he didn't hit me a single time, but I can't say I'm displeased. My plan was to poker on one hit of the distortion branding, so if he would have hit me, I would have got out of this corner and then I would have tried to kite him around a bit and get back to this upstairs to heal or something like that. That was the backup plan for this fight, but yeah. That's evasion. He didn't hit me a single time. Alright. That's a bunch. And there's some word of recall hammering in. So, okay. It's a big party going on here. And let's drop down a spire. Drop down some Viper. And let's get going. Is this thing actually... I feel like the spire shoots through this Mana Viper somehow, which actually surprises me a bit. Because I didn't think the spire would damage a summon of mine. Okay. So I feel like this situation is pretty much under control, apart from me getting more hungry. So that's actually the reason why I want to fall back, because I feel too comfortable about it and I see a lot of enemies here and I want to fall back to a upstairs and trust this bad feeling in my guts a bit. There's some more word of recall, and I'm closed in right now. That's why I want to get rid of the Orc Warrior here, and then I'm gonna go upstairs. Turns out to be a good decision. Okay, put up the hero, the regen, and I'm gonna kite it back a bit. This Amulet of Reflection certainly does a good job. Now this Stone Giant executed himself. It's very funny to watch. I really hope I can get armor high enough to actually be able to wear this other armor, because it really would be a huge upgrade in terms of regeneration here. And also some magic resistance, which I always like to have. Although the dex minus is a bit counterproductive to my build. Okay, where's armor at? It's 8 now. How much encumbrance does this armor have? It's 10. Well, I'm always a bit unsure about how the encumbrance is correlating with strength and armor rating. It's really something I've never understood completely, how this actually is working out. When I have enough points of armor to actually turn it off. I feel like I got some feeling in the guts about it by now, but I don't know the numbers and it bugs me a bit. I tried to look up in the crawl wiki, but that felt like some mathematic operation which I didn't want to undertake to check out if I have enough armor rating in comparison to my strength to be able to spellcast properly. It's certainly something I really like to see somehow in future versions, to have an indicator which tells you you're still suffering value of X of encumbrance because of items A and B. That would be certainly helpful if we could see that instead, to have all these calculations going on in my head whenever I switch over, swap to different armor types. That's really something which is a bit hard to evaluate. But as a rule of thumbs, I always take as much armor points as the armor has encumbrance if I'm not sure, as a spellcaster. And yeah, that certainly worked out for me. I always try to have exactly as much strength as the armor has encumbrance, and then I try to pick up as much armor as the armor's encumbrance, and then I'm pretty sure that I'm encumbrance free at this moment of the game, but there is no thingy telling me how much points I need, because when I look up this shield, it actually tells me how many points I need, and this actually is helpful. And I don't know if this can be implemented somehow, but it would be absolutely awesome if this was possible. Yeah, just some thoughts about the game by me. I'm playing Dungeon Crawl for about 10 years by now or such. I don't know. It's a bit blurry. 7 to 10 years, I don't know anymore. It's been a long ride with Crawl. Play a lot offline, and only recently jumped into the online gaming to record these games and to share this gaming experience. And yeah, that's certainly a long time at Crawl, but I do like the way this game is evolving, and I don't want to moan about it. It's a good piece of work, and I don't want to be ungrateful for all this free-to-play pleasure this game actually provides. Don't want to forget that these guys do this all for no money for us, so this game may have its flaws. Yet still, there's always a bit room for improvement. Like some easy-to-handle indicator for armor. That would be really awesome if we could have this. I really like the new noise meter, because it helps me to actually notice when something noisy appears. Or I didn't know until the noise meter that these Vault Sentinels, the blue guys, have a horn that actually alerts enemies around them. It was certainly new for me and helpful to notice. Alright guys, we're done with Waltz 4. And thanks for watching at this point. I'm going to wrap up this episode here and take some rethinking where I'm going to head next. But I think the next episode will feature the rest of the depths, because I don't feel fit enough to survive down in Vaults 5. I really like to delay Vaults 5 as long as possible. There's still Elf 3 I could do. That's a good spot to go. So expect some depths, Elven Halls, before I go to the Vaults. I really don't want to mess up the streak because I rushed into Vaults 5 and get blasted down there. Anyways, thanks for watching, mates. I hope you enjoy this run as much as I do, because that's my golden boy here. He's really gifted in terms of items. I'm happy to have a well-equipped character at this point of the game, and I'm looking forward to the next episode. Until then, leave me some comments if you like, some thumbs up, some feedback. I always like to hear about what you think, and yeah, enjoy your time until then, and let's see you again. Bye bye, guys.